Hi everybody, Scott Cart here and welcome back to my lab. Today I have for you another short presentation on Proteus. This question came to me from one of my viewers and he asked, how can I make a high current trace on my circuit board using conventional means? All right, welcome back. So this solution isn't the most eloquent, I'll give it that, but it does work, and I have used it in the past to create high current traces on my circuit board where I'm particularly worried about heating or causing damage. And of course, one of the first things that we can do when we go to pass high current is to change the trace size. And so here I have just a standard trace, but we can go in and we can change the trace style. And in this case, perhaps we can bump it all the way up to T100, which is 100,000ths of an inch or 0.1 of an inch wide. And so this is already a heavy trace. And I will link in down below a tool to calculate how much current you can pass through this, given 1 or 2 ounce copper. But one of the things that we often do is to remove the solder mask here, and the idea being that we can lay a bit of solder across here and actually really bulk up that trace. And so what we're going to do is we're going to go back here, and I'm going to create a 2D line here, and I'm going to use the top resist layer. Okay, and so if I just lay it in here first, we'll be able to see that what it's done is it's removed that green coating. Okay, so we're able to see the copper down below it, and that's a great start. So what we're going to do is I'll right click on the layer again. So I'll go top resist, and I'll choose my layer filter so it chooses it for sure. I'll right click and I'll edit the properties. And what we want to do is we want to change the style, and we're going to set that all the way up. We're going to crank it all the way up to 100 thou. All right. And now we can see that we've cleared all of the trace. Okay. And you could go a little bit thinner if you wanted, but that's okay. And the next thing that we can do, and this is particularly of interest if we're also going to get a solder stencil, is we can lay in the top paste in this case. Okay, so here's the top paste. We can lay that down, and we'll change that. So let's edit these properties, and perhaps we want it a little bit narrower. We don't want to go all the way right to the edge, but let's call it, sure, 80,000ths of an inch. Okay. And so this way, what we're able to do is have that area clear from the solder mask. And when we squeegee our solder paste across it, we'll actually have a bead of solder on there that we could then reflow. And if there's not enough, we can go in and lay some more. And while this is not anywhere near as nice or as convenient as laying a proper trace down, what it does do is allows us a workaround and a great way to really get that high current trace. Now, one of the things that we're usually very aware of is that we don't want to take these traces very far. These high current traces tend to be quite short. So, for example, if this was a current sensing trace, I would keep it as short as possible on the circuit board. Okay. Hopefully this was helpful. If it was, please give it a thumbs up. Like and subscribe if you'd like to help support my channel. If not, I'd love to hear from you down below. Comments are always welcome. And as always, thanks for watching and have yourself a great day. All right. Bye now.